Is ICP going to be making new highs here in the near future? Well, that's something we're going to talk about right now. What I've got in front of me is a monthly chart for ICP. I have definite levels marked out here. This level is from about 8.8 to 10 roughly, and this level here is from about 14.5 to 15.5. Those are both rough. It's an art, not a science, these levels of support and resistance. But you can see how important these levels have been and continue to be in ICP. Let's talk this level right here, and remember I'm on the monthly chart. This level here was the highs and the wicks of these months back here, June, July, and August of 2022, where we went up into those and then came back out each time. This level here is the bottom of these 2 months back in February and March of 2022, where we wicked down and back up. What these levels mean are, and you can see the top of the month here, that means that the market has historically reacted around these levels for ICP. You can go back and look at the highs and lows of these monthly charts and see that. You can still see that even today, those levels are being respected heavily. This was the top of the run in December of last year. It hit a top within this level. We broke above the top, but didn't stay there long in January 24. Again, it is still a big reaction area. You can see the market went up and was immediately shot back down. It went down to this level and was immediately shot back up. This was a big month of indecision for ICP. As you can see, a small body with wicks above and below. Now, so far, February on the monthly has been very good. We've seen a nice green bar. It's a nice thick bar, not a big wick on the bottom, so that's what we want to see. And of course, February is not over. We don't know how this candle is going to look like. This candle could very well look something like this by the time we're done. It could even look better. But if we, that's not what I wanted. If we could get some kind of close, will it let me do this? It's not going to let me do this. I'm trying to draw a box there. If we could get some kind of close that looks something like this, okay, I give up. Yes, I'm trying to draw a box that looks something like this. It won't let me do it because it's in between those wicks. Where this finished green up to about this level right here, that would give us a great foundation for us to break this 14.5 to 15.5 level to continue higher. You can see on the weekly as I go out, I mean, this is the weekly chart. We've been in this range with ICP for really since the end of December. So we're going on 8-9 weeks of being within this range, and the daily is obviously going to be a pretty flat there. So there's no doubt anybody can see we've got to get above this level before we're going to make new highs. And that level, ICP has been kind of a slow reactor so far for this Bitcoin rise that we've been experiencing. And I think part of that is just because it had such a fantastic run up in October. I mean, it was around 3 back in October and hit up a high of over 15. It went up over, what's that, 500%. 5 times. It's still 4.5 times higher than it was back in October. So ICP has had a fantastic run up, much like Solana did. And it's just been a little bit slower to react, even though today it's up almost 5%. So it's fine. Okay. It's absolutely fine. These altcoins are going to continue to react as long as Bitcoin keeps moving up, and we hit already today a high of 52,000. We've given some back, but we hit a high of 52,000. It seems like every day almost we're making new highs. Eventually, that movement's going to pull ICP out and up. Now, is that going to happen this cycle? And by what I mean this cycle, this wave, I don't know. It's all going to depend on what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin has made a powerful move. It's gone from 38,000 and some change to 52,000 in about 2 to 3 weeks. This date right here is a rough estimation of when the halving of Bitcoin is going to happen. And historically, the halving of Bitcoin and the few weeks following and the months following really have been very bullish for Bitcoin. So many are expecting that to happen. But are we going to get some kind of fall before that? It's hard to say. Some are speculating and historically have said that this is generally how the price might look and has looked when it came to the halving, and then we went on up. And that is, we would fall right before the halving, we would consolidate some, They'll consolidate for a few weeks after and then take off. If that happens with Bitcoin, then ICP may not break its 15 level this round. It may take a bit longer, and we may actually get into April or May before it goes up and can break this. But I think we can all agree to this two things. First of all, this is crypto, and anything can happen in crypto. Okay, there's nothing saying that we can't go up to 60,000 in Bitcoin over the next couple of weeks. There's certainly nothing in the chart suggesting that, other than the fact that we're kind of overextended at this point. And there's nothing saying that we can't fall down to this 40,000 level and test that again while we wait for the halving of Bitcoin. So I think we can all agree, one, that we really can't time the crypto market, right? And two, I think we can say that 2024 is setting up to be a fantastic year, no matter what the timing of the market is. So whether Bitcoin does its dance and then falls before the halving, before getting through the halving and going and challenging new all-time highs, which I do think it will challenge in 2024. And of course, if that happens, ICP and how far it can go is all bets off, but we would certainly get above 15 and carry higher. Whenever that happens, I don't think we can say, but I think we're all pretty confident in saying it's going to happen. So if you're an ICP, whether we get this move above 15 and a half this wave, or we actually have a pullback and then get it next wave later in a few weeks or a couple of months, either way, you're in a solid coin, you're in a solid position. You're just going to have to be patient. Do expect pullbacks. I mean, pullbacks are going to happen. Sometimes we get spoiled and just think our coin's supposed to do that. Okay. It rarely does. It could do something like this, bounce off there, go back under, do something like this, wrestle with it, and do that. Okay. That would be a perfectly healthy, normal cycle for ICP. So whatever the waves look like, we can't predict, but I do think you're going to be looking at higher highs here soon in the next couple of weeks / months. And it's not going to surprise me to be above 20 and going even higher before much longer, certainly sometime this year. All right, that's what I'm seeing in ICP. We do have this range we need to break out of, but everything is looking fantastic. Let's just be patient and we'll watch it together.